match number 51 and 52 of the Tata IPL 2024. And it's a massive doubleheader today, ladies and gentlemen. I have Orko with me. Orko, both the fixtures are a treat to watch, I must say. Going from this game to that game, eyes will be on both the games, especially if you're an RCB fan. Your eyes will be definitely on the previous game where Chennai versus Rajasthan face off at the Chepauk. But the evening game then comes to an equation where Delhi Capitals face the Royal Challengers Bengaluru. The team that wins is in the hunt. The team that loses potentially out of the playoffs. What's your take? Firstly, focusing on the day game, Chennai versus Rajasthan Royals at the iconic Chepauk. How do you look into that?
Well, obviously, an important game, more so for Chennai because they're coming back at home and they are fresh from a loss. So, certainly, they would want to pull their socks up because there's not much time left. And there are teams that are breathing by the neck. So, RCB is waiting for CSK to choke, and so is Delhi. So, if Rajasthan get the better of CSK today, then obviously it will be a difficult time for CSK ahead. And perhaps every game between CSK and RCB, I mean, both the teams involved would become more of a knockout kind of game.
Absolutely, it will become a boat of a knockout kind of a game. With let's take a focus on the day game firstly, and it's between Chennai and the Rajasthan Royals. First time they're facing each other at the Chepauk this season. So let's take a look at the journey so far for both the teams in the IPL. Starting with the Chennai Super Kings, currently in rank number 4 with 12 points. How was the defeat day before yesterday against the Gujarat Titans? Did you expect that coming from a team that was bottom of the table, now moving ahead in the points table, but Chennai losing that badly?
Well, IPL certainly depends on momentum, but that being said, all teams are pretty evenly matched. So it just depends on which team will have the better day on that particular time. And that's what happened with Gujarat precisely. And I think there have been a bit debatable bowling changes of CSK, giving less overs to Santner and, giving Daryl Mitchell so
Correct.
many overs out there. And certainly such debatable changes would make the other team capitalize on it. And I think Gujarat did just that. And they put up a mammoth score. And obviously, it wasn't an easy task to chase.
Okay, but as per you, Orko, what's your take on this? Some of the teams take this rule into it. Left-handers cannot bowl to left-handers. Left-arm off-spinners cannot bowl to left-handed batsmen. Do you think that's really a massive of a concern?
I don't think so. I mean, if you look at the way Punjab used Rahul Chahar or Harpreet Brar to neutralize Shivam Dubey on that particular day, so I think there is no such factor that a left-armer can't bowl to a left-handed batsman. So certainly they could have tried someone like Santner, a player who is so enticing, someone who gets big wickets at important times. So I don't understand why he just bowled 2 overs yesterday. I believe Jadeja also didn't complete his spell, and out of
Correct.
nowhere, Daryl Mitchell comes up and completes his spell. And even when he was going hammer and tongs, they continued to stick with him. So I didn't really find sense in that move from Gaikwad.
They also had another left-hander, Rachin Ravindra. He was not handed the ball. Shivam Dubey wasn't handed the ball. So must be some kind of a thinking just to take away the overs of Jadil Mitchell. The 2 overs of Jadeja, 2 overs of Santa, 4 overs were done by Daryl Mitchell itself. Surprising picks. But now looking into this, 2 games they have left. Chennai Super Kings, the big game today at home against the Rajasthan Royals. If they lose this one, and if RCB wins the evening game, it becomes a potential decider at the Chinnaswamy Stadium.
Absolutely. And people would be looking for that because, two high voltage teams, two very popular teams. I think if anyone would want to write a script, they would want it to make it happen that way. But that being said, CSK is not expected to lose in Chepauk because they have a wonderful record out there. But that being said, Rajasthan again is a very strong team. So it will be a wonderful match to watch out.
Wonderful match to watch out for. But at the Chepauk, it has been breached twice, and I must tell you, this season has not been a fortress kind of a thing. But they will like to end on a high. If they win today, 1 foot already into the playoffs for the Chennai Super Kings ahead of the fixture against the Royal Challengers Bangalore. Going to their opponents, the Rajasthan Royals, they will be fancying themselves to make it to the top of the table because they have been taken over by your side, the Kolkata Knight Riders. Now, what do you look into this? Will they target the top of the table? If they lose, and if Chennai win, the Chennai has a fancy of making it to the 16 points, and then potentially net run rate can come into the play if Rajasthan lose all their games, and they might slip down to third. So, what's your take? Are you still considering KKR and RR to be the top two in this points table?
Well, I also believe that KKR and RR will finish in the top two because CSK obviously has got some tough games because firstly, getting past Rajasthan isn't an easy task either. And with the current form RCB is coming in with, so it wouldn't be that easy for CSK. Maybe they might drop a game or maybe both of the games. We never know, given their current erratic form. And the way Rajasthan has functioned this tournament, I don't see them losing all three. We never know. They may lose all three, but I think that they're going to win at least two out of the next three.
2 out of the next 3, which definitely makes them part of the top two. Surely, we're done with the two teams and the road to the IPL so far. Let's take a look into the pitch report of the Chepauk Stadium. So here comes the pitch report of the Chepauk. I think it's ideal a good stadium, but recently we are seeing a lot of dew in the second innings, Orko. So what do you think? Toss is very much crucial at the stadium.
Very crucial, and with the fact that Gaikwad doesn't win tosses, but he won the previous toss actually. So if he gets the toss capitalized on his way and he starts winning these important game tosses, then maybe it will be a great advantage for them. But that being said, even though he won the toss, he lost the match. So he wouldn't mind really losing the toss if you look at it that way. But in Chepauk, if you talk it in cricketing sense, I think the dew is a big factor. So certainly teams would want to chase. And we have observed that the pitch gets a bit slower with time. So certainly the toss plays a very crucial role here.
Absolutely. DOS plays a huge role out here at the Chepauk. Let's take a look at the key elements we have learned so far in this game. Here are the key elements that both the teams have learned from the previous game. Chennai Super Kings, should I say a bad performance? Should I say a poor performance? I don't know. But against the Gujarat Titans, nothing clicked. The top order, I think 10 for 3 they were near about that. Gaikwad, Duck. I think they're not getting the opening combination correct. Fielding display was not up to the max. So many drop catches. And then they lost Patirana. They lost Mustafizur. The bowling doesn't look good at all.
Absolutely, and I think even they haven't gotten a proper replacement because I've heard that Hazelwood's available, but they didn't go for him. I don't know why they are not going for such a key player when he's available because they
Even a
certainly
Chris Jordan.
need. Absolutely, even a Chris Jordan would be handy because he's a gun fielder. He can bowl at the death and he can give you a bit with the bat as well. So they could have gone for him, but I don't know why they are not going for him, knowing that their bowling is a big problem because you can't deal in the IPL with a bowling attack of Simarjeet or Tushar Deshpande for too long. So I think that's obviously a thing that they need to address quickly. If not now, then certainly before the playoffs. And the top order again is a muddle. I mean, you never expect CSK to have a problem with the top order because they are known to produce top quality opening pairs. But here they are certainly confused with whom to play, whether they want Rahane to open, they want Ravindra to open, sometimes Gaikwad doesn't open. I don't know what they're trying to do. So they have to get that addressed quickly. And obviously, the fielding is a big concern. You don't usually expect CSK to field badly, but they have been poor in the last two games. So I think all these three factors are very important to be addressed before the crucial playoffs if they get there.
Absolutely, but before the crucial playoffs, I think before the crucial game today, but they did not get much of a time to practice or get their headset because in between there was just one day of traveling. So yes, I feel bad for them, but they have to get going. The mindset needs to be clear against the top quality side of the Rajasthan Royals. On the other hand, they lost as well to the Delhi Capitals, but the performance was rock solid. Ravi Ashwin bowled brilliantly in that Kotla Stadium. Sanju Samson played a top knock. Finishers, I think Shivam Dubey was there, and there was Sanju, Hetmeyer wasn't there. Robman Powell was there. They just couldn't get them over the line. But the big highlight point was that a six or was that an out?
Well, I know that one angle it looked like a six, but in the other angle it looked like out as well. So it's a very debatable decision. I think they hurried it up a bit. Maybe they could have taken a bit more time because that's how such crucial moments are decided. And IPL is a game of inches. So
Correct.
every particular run matters. So I think they should have retrospected it a little more, but they didn't do that. So that's a point of debate which will obviously be talked about for a long time. Ravi Ashwin coming back to form is a very big plus, certainly, because Chehal's been here and there. He's been getting wickets sometimes and sometimes not. If Ashwin does well, it's a big bonus for Rajasthan because he's someone who has always been that run checker. But because he's getting wickets, especially with a game where he's going to play in Chennai, his old home ground, as you can call it,
I was about to say that. Yeah.
so certainly Ashwin is a very important factor in this particular game because he knows this track very well. And Samson, I know he's a juggernaut. He's doing very well and he has cemented his side in the Indian team as well. We never know. I expect him to start ahead of Pant as well in the
Correct.
World Cup.
Absolutely. So I was about to ask the second question as well, which you have already answered before the hearing the question, which is who starts before, and you said Sanju Samson. I'm not surprised with that. He's batting beautifully. He has the leadership skills behind the stumps as well. I'm not taking it away from the Rishabh Pant as well, but it's just that the feeling as of now. We're done with the key learnings for both the sides. Let's take a look into the top three players to watch out for. Here are the top three players to watch out for. The Chennai Super Kings is Ruturaj Gaikwad, the opener. I'm sorry to mention it again. Ruturaj Gaikwad, the opener. Ravindra Jadeja, Tushar Deshpande for Chennai, and for the Rajasthan Royals is Sanju Samson. Sandeep Sharma's off cutter might be handy, and just like you mentioned, Ravi Chandran Ashwin coming back to his old house.
Top notch picks. I think these are the ones who will make or break for their respective teams. And absolutely right that you mentioned Gaikwad to be specifically an opener because he's been piling runs of around 400, 500 number when he's coming in the opening. I don't see a reason why he's promoted or demoted himself down to number three in the previous game, and that too when it's a crucial game. You obviously would want to win such games under pressure because you know that there are tougher games coming up. But I don't know why they messed up the batting order. So Gaikwad, the opener matters. Jadeja is a big game player. Certainly, he's someone who gives them both bowling and batting. He can check the run flow, get them crucial wickets, and he's a big match player. Tushar Deshpande has been doing very well up front, especially in the power play. And with the bowling looking depleted, he obviously has a big say in it. Samson's obviously an unstoppable juggernaut, and certainly his runs again would matter, especially in tricky tracks like these. And Ashwin, certainly the man who is back to his home, his actual home, he would like to do well in this particular ground. And again, given the sluggish nature of this pitch, it will certainly help bowlers like Sandeep Sharma. So these are the kind of players you should watch out for in a track like Chepa.
100%. Orko, thank you so much for summing it up once again so beautifully. The top three players are done. Let's take a look into the top three battles in this game. Here are the three battles I have chosen. At the top of the order, a Trent Bolt versus Rachin Ravindra. We might just see both the black caps facing each other. Ravi Ashwin, who is a master of spin, might just be handy against a Shivam Dubey with his experience. And a Tushar Deshpande versus a Yashasvi Jaiswal at the top of the order with the new ball. Talk us through your three battles. Anything else you want to come up? If not, which is the battle you're definitely going to watch?
Well, obviously, Rachin versus Bolt will be a very crucial battle because CSK is looking to go hard on top, and they certainly haven't really decided what their opening combo is. And if not Rachin, it's even Gaikwad who has a bit of a problem with left arm pace. So certainly Bolt would look to try to capitalize on that. So you can say Rachin slash Gaikwad if they both open versus Bolt would be a very wonderful battle to watch. I think an
Okay.
underrated battle would be the one between Dubey and Ashwin because Dubey goes after spin and
Correct.
he's a left-hand batsman, and Ashwin certainly is an off-spinner who would have a better matchup against a left-hander. And given the intelligent bowler, and given the fact that he knows this track and the dimensions this well, I think it'll be a handful to watch this particular battle. I know teams would not want to produce spin against Dubey, but I think Sanju Samson is a witty player who would actually do that ahead of everyone else. Of course, Yashasvi versus Tushar will also be a wonderful battle, but I think the one between Dubey and Ashwin would be very crucial in this game.
So you're standing out Dubey and Ashwin the battle. And we might just see it with the old ball in the middle overs, him being attacking Ashwin as he's always very smart against any batsman. So we might see that. Thank you so much. We're done with the battles. Let's take a look into the predicted playing 11. So here is the Chennai Super Kings 11. Very tough to choose the bowling department, Orko, I must tell you. I think the top six remains the same. And the must is Ruturaj Gaikwad being back as the opener, batting with Rachin Ravindra. What's your take on the bowling department? Do you still go with the Mitchell Sadner? Do you play an extra seamer at these conditions? What's your take?
Well, the thing is, they have a lot of bowling options, but they are not very high quality options. I mean, you can't certainly call Tushar Deshpande, or even if someone like Simarjeet plays, someone who can lead your bowling attack. So certainly they have a lot of options. You can see six, seven bowling options out there. You can see three spinners in Rachin, in Jadeja, and Moeen Ali available. And if not them, then Santner is there as well. But you certainly can't play that many spinners. So they are running short of pacers, I would say. Maybe a big name pacer. If they sign a replacement in place of Patirana, then obviously it would do good for them. But if they don't, they have to manage with Gleason, Tushar, and maybe somewhere get Simarjeet out here. So their bowling is a big concern, but I think they would address it given the fact that they know their home conditions well.
Okay, so they would address according to the conditions. Going to their opponents, Rajasthan Royals, no changes. Absolutely no changes the entire season. If they are going right with the right flow of mind, no changes for me.
Absolutely not. It's unnecessary to make changes just because they lost their previous game. They have been very, very balanced. They have been absolutely settled as a side. Their batting, bowling absolutely has no particular weakness. I think Rovman Powell being used as an impact player has done a world of good for them. They have used their impact player rule very wisely, I would say,
Correct.
among all other teams. So certainly this is the team that everyone would watch out for. And I think this is how their playing 11 would look like.
100%. So no changes for Rajasthan Royals for Orko as well. Let's take a look into the predictions time now. Here it is, match number 61, Orko CSK versus RR. Huge game, especially for the home side at Chepong. Where is your pendulum heading towards? Is it a 50-50 clash or where is it?
It is pretty much 50-50, but if you still want me to give a bit of an edge, I think I will give an edge to the home side because I certainly feel that CSK is a team that does well at home and they capitalize on such important moments. And I think they would look to choke this belligerent Rajasthan side on that particular day. So maybe 51-49 in favor of CSK.
51-49 in favor of the Chennai Super Kings. He is going in favor of Chennai. As you all know, Chennai is very dangerous at home. It's just a little bit here and then last moment changes that gets them over the line, the opponents. We are done with the afternoon predictions, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go on to the evening predictions now. Match number 62, Orko, and it's the evening game now. Very much important at the Chinnaswamy Stadium. RCB versus DC, and I must tell you, it's a blockbuster of a game. Only if Chennai versus Rajasthan games go in favor of both these sides. So, what do you think? If you are in that team bus, or if you here and then, where would your focus be? Would you still see in the team bus the match of Chennai and Rajasthan? Where is it heading towards? Or you'd be focused for the game you're going to play and be like, let me take 2 points. Then after the game, I'll check whether who won it or not.
Well, I think they'll take one game at a time, and certainly what is in their hand is something that they would want to capitalize on first. Because if you concentrate on other results and mess your own result up, then it becomes a big problem. So I think the team bus, especially when they have veterans like Kohli, or if you talk about Delhi when they have Pant, I think they would want to keep their mind completely fresh and away from thoughts about the previous or the upcoming games as well.
Okay, you mentioned a couple of veterans, but one of them is not part of today's game for the Delhi Capitals. That is their captain. He is not available today just because of the slower rate. He has been suspended. That's a massive blow for the Delhi Capitals.
Certainly, because he's someone who leads the side and he's a good keeper as well. And you know what Rishabh Pant is on his day as a batsman, he can wreak havoc. And in tracks like Chinnaswamy, you would want a big hitter like Rishabh Pant to be available. So I call this a big blow for Delhi. Already the scheduling is a big enemy for Delhi because their games get over before everyone else. So
Correct.
certainly this is a big blow. And I don't know how they'll deal with it. Will they bring in a Warner, to make him the leader? But he's been out of game for quite a long time. So maybe they may look at Akshar Patel to become the stand-in captain. So there are many options, but certainly that cannot compensate for the loss of Rishabh Pant.
Absolutely. That cannot compensate. They have a lot of keepers. So the keeping duties will not be a problem. It's just the Kapan, the batsman, and Pan, the leader, will be a huge, huge problem. Let's focus on this game and let's take a look at the journey so far about both the teams in the IPL. Starting with the Royal Challengers Bangalore, and here it is, the home side, ranked number 7 with 10 points in their bag. RCB, they still have the curtains open, outside chances there, only if they win both the games. Two home games to finish off their campaign. What a run they're having, 4 back-to-back wins. They would have wished, what if we would have got over the line at the Eden Gardens, then it would have been 12 points in our bag. So what's your take? Do they still have a chance in the playoffs berth?
Well, everything is possible if it's numerically possible, and they have been playing that kind of game where they have given it their all. And massive respect for the way they have been going, even if they don't end up qualifying, the kind of spirit that they have shown and pumped their spirits up and their gameplay at the right time. And knowing that their bowling is a big problem, they somehow kind of addressed it by making it an all Indian bowling attack, getting in good spinners like Swapnil and, of course, Karan Sharma. So they have addressed certain problems at the right time and they are peaking at this particular amount of time. So certainly they would want to win this game, and who knows, that may bolster their hopes to get into the playoffs as well.
Absolutely, that might just bolster the hopes to making it to the playoffs. Anything can happen for RCB, and we will see that. Going to their opponents, the Delhi Capitals, they also have a lot of chances. They will face RCB today, but they are 2 points already ahead of RCB, which is there in 12. They can make it to 16 if they win both their games. But they have RCB today at the Chinnaswamy Stadium. Then they face Lucknow away at home rather. So what's your take? Can they get 4 points in their bag? They certainly have the skills, but it's a missing factor of the injuries. No punt in their team. What's your take?
I think they'll have to take one game at a time because Pant is not available in this game, but he'll be available for the Lucknow game. So they should first try to get their combination right in this game. And if they, have that particular batting firepower which can go all guns blazing at the start, and if they get to a big score batting first, or if they even get off to a good start if they're chasing. So certainly I think Delhi have a good chance in this particular game, given that RCB doesn't have that great a track record at home. So I think Delhi would consider themselves a big chance in this particular game.
Okay, so you're thinking Delhi has a chance at the Chinnaswamy Stadium today to fancy the chances. Even if Pant is not there, we will see that. Let's take a look into the pitch report of the Chinnaswamy Stadium. Here's the pitch report. 93 matches have been played, and we all know it's a batting paradise. Chasing is the right thing to go. RCB have performed really well in the stadium at this season. So, what's your take? Chasing still you want to go if you're giving the captain's hat? Win the toss, chase.
Absolutely. I think if dew is around, that also obviously becomes a factor. And I'm afraid there's been a bit of rain in Bangalore. So if the game gets rain truncated and if the overs are, cut short, then certainly the chasing team gets a big benefit. So it absolutely makes sense in almost every IPL venue for that matter to chase. And certainly in a small track like Chinnaswamy, no matter how much grip and turn it gives, it's ideal to chase still. So I think that's what the teams would look to do if they win the toss.
Okay, teams chasing has an advantage and no brainer at the Chinnaswamy Stadium. Let's take a look into the key elements the teams have learned from the previous game. Starting with the home side, the Royal Challengers Bangalore, Virat Kohli, the king. I would rather say the all-rounder. What a fielding display he showed the other day with the run-out as well. Rajat Patidar and DK's cameos were fabulous to get them overpower in the scoring rate and also top bowling performance. Swapnil Singh, where was he the first half of the season for RCB? And Mohammad Siraj coming back into the wickets list. What's your take? A complete good performance from RCB in the previous game against Punjab?
Absolutely. They are peaking at the right time. And as I previously said, they should be respected for the spirit and fight they have shown. I know all of things have gone off their way, you can say. They haven't been the greatest at home, and certainly they haven't really had the most balanced bowling attack either. And certainly the form of Maxwell, the form of Green, and all was a problem, but they discovered Jacks at the right time. Faf has started to peak, and Virat the king, as you always say. I mean, it's not surprising that he does well with the bat, but what he did in that fielding effort to get Russo, I mean, whoever he got run out, I don't exactly remember. Yes, yeah, Shashank Singh he got. So to
Yeah,
get that kind of a player, an informed player, to get him run out that too, when he was almost falling apart, it was like a stupendous achievement, you can
absolutely.
say, because he wasn't even in a standing position to create that situation. To complete that throw from that kind of position tells a lot about the kind of fitness that he has and certainly the commitment he has for the franchise. So Virat the King doing well for RCB and maybe in the next month's World Cup is a good sign for both the teams involved. Rajat Patidar obviously has been a slogger. I mean, what a wonderful way to tackle spin. He whenever he gets spin, he goes after the bowling and
It's been
hammer
brilliant.
and tongs. Exactly, and he's so flawless. You can see, or effortless when he plays spin. He just comes in, bashes three, four sixes at will. He's been doing that for almost two, three games right now. So certainly that's a wonderful sign. DK's form has been wonderful. I mean, I was the one who used to say that maybe he's someone who's limited his scoring to Chinnaswamy, and he hasn't done that well outside Chinnaswamy, but he has done the same even outside Chinnaswamy if you look at. So certainly he is someone whose form should be considered important and valuable. And Swapnil, obviously, what a wonderful find he has been for them after the a lot of search for good spinners. So certainly Swapnil and Karan Sharma, for that matter, has become a very important asset for RCB. And Siraj's form does good to RCB, and of course for the World Cup for Team India as well.
Absolutely, that's bonus points for Team India as well when it comes to King's form. Then you have Siraj form as well. Going to their opponents, Delhi Capitals. They also won the previous game against the Rajasthan Royals. The opening duo, especially Jake Fraser Magog. Oh my God, what a player they have got! Cricket Australia. Christian Stubbs finishing the games very well in the lastly, and also Kuldeep Yadav. No mentions about him. Rasik Dad. He has been the man with the golden arm for the Delhi Capitals in the death overs or here and there. So complete good performance for DC as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And credit to the captain Pant for backing Rasik Dar to bowl those tough overs. I mean, every single match he has given him almost two overs at the death, and he has got 1 to 2 wickets, or if not more, from him. So certainly the backing when the captain gives, and if the bowler lives up to that backing, it looks beautiful. Certainly from an IPL standpoint. So certainly Kuldeep and Rasik have been golden arms for their team. And Tristan Stubbs, what a player! I mean, whichever situation he comes in, he just bashes the ball around. He's got that mature head as well. He's a gun fielder. I think he has already won them a match just by saving a six. That is against Rajasthan. If that had gone past the line, they would have maybe not won the match. So certainly Tristan Stubbs is obviously a wonderful find for them. The opening duo with Jake Fraser McGurk is firing. Or has been playing the anchor, and JFM has been going all guns blazing. And I think he would look to capitalize the small ground dimensions of Chinnaswamy even tonight.
Okay, so that sums it up very well. The key learnings as well for the Delhi and the RCB boys. Let's take a look into the top three players to watch out for. Here are top three players for RCB. It's Virat Kohli, Rajat Patidar, and Swapnil Singh at the Chinnaswamy Stadium. For Delhi, it's Jake Fraser Magag, Akshar Patel, and Kuldeep Yadav. Any other player you want to see? Do you want to see a Siraj out in place of Swapnil? Any other player? Sum it up for me, please.
Well, I think these are the players they should watch out for because Delhi has been handling pace pretty well. So maybe not Siraj. I think Swapnil will have a big role because Delhi have been a bit conservative in the middle overs, and that's when the choke of Swapnil comes in. Certainly, he'll be a very important player for them because he's also bowling in the power play. So to tackle people like JFM, it becomes important for Swapnil to do well. Patidar again versus spin. You know that Kuldeep and Aksar are the kind of spinners you would not want to face, but given the dominance he has against spin, it'll be wonderful to watch how he does against the spin twins of Kuldeep and Aksar. That'll be a wonderful battle to watch. And overall, Kohli is the anchor of the team. He's like the one who
Correct.
leads this team forward. So certainly he will be going after every bowler because of the new format or the new manner in which Kohli is functioning. So certainly these are the players that they need to watch out for.
Is he focusing on the strike rate way too much?
He is, but I think we all know Kohli gets better when he's targeted. I mean, whenever you point a finger at Kohli, that's when his best comes out. I mean, you should always point a finger at Kohli at your own risk because you know that he'll slam you the very next day. He has done that countless times. I mean, it's not Gavaskar or any particular name to take. He has done that to every particular person who has targeted him, and that's what gets him going, and that's why he's an inspiration to millions in the planet. So he thinks about strike rate or not. I think there is no one in this world who can do this act better than Kohli. So we should just stop
Absolutely.
questioning him.
Absolutely. No better person. That's rightly what you said, Orko. Thank you so much for that. Let's take a look into the top three battles in this game. Here are the three battles. I've chosen a Khalil Ahmed versus a Virat Kohli at the top because of the outswing he has. He might just fancy a little bit of Kohli outside the off stump. Mohammad Siraj versus Jake Fraser Magar. Oh my god, what a battle this is. And the Kuldeep Yadav versus Rajat Patidar. As you said, he plays spin well. Can he deceive the Chinaman? Three battles I have chosen. Sum it up for me, please.
Well, Kohli versus Khalil will be a wonderful battle because Kohli has been a bit edgy against, quality swing bowling, and we already saw the right arm prowess of Kavirappa, how he managed to trouble Kohli, got him twice almost. So certainly Khalil would look to capitalize, maybe even Ishant Sharma if he plays. Certainly these are the kind of bowlers who would look to get those good line and lengths to get a player of Kohli's ability out. And JFM versus Siraj would be a wonderful battle because Siraj of late has started off with Yorkers and cutters, even in the power play when the batsman goes hard. He's done the same against Narayan. Certainly, he will be the one who would look to neutralize the threat of JFM early on. And in the middle overs, as you rightly said, Patidar versus Kuldeep and Aksar would be a wonderful battle because Patidar goes after the spinners. He's like the enforcer against spin. So this will be a wonderful battle to watch. I think the one between Patidar and Kuldeep will be the decider for the game.
Okay, the decider for the game. You have made your battle choices and pretty much summed it up. Thank you so much, Orko, for that. Let's take a look into the predicted playing 11 time now. Starting with RCB, I think it's a winning combination. No changes for me from the last game against the Punjab Kings. What's your take? Unchanged 11?
Absolutely. They'll mostly go with this particular team only. Maybe they might get in Maxwell because he's got that bit of spin as well. He's been bowling well more than his batting. And if he clicks, we all know what Maxwell can do. So maybe they may bring the big gun back, or maybe they may persist with Lockie because he's been doing well as well, adding a bit more strength to the bowling attack. But otherwise, this is how the team is going to largely stay.
Okay, no changes for you as well. But Delhi Capitals, their balance has just been top notch. But now they do not have a Rishabh Pant. Everything has been shattered. I think David Warner will be back. What's your take? Do you think David Warner will be back? Do you think Prithvi Shaw will be back? Do you think any other player? Because now you need a number four. And I think Akshar Patel, who has been batting lately in the higher up the order, he should take the number four position.
Certainly, I think that the best answer to any problem of a team is experience. And if you have a veteran like David Warner in your ranks, he should be playing. I know that he hasn't been in great form, but if you notice that certain players who have been benched for a period of time, they come back and get their best back, like Best or Russo. They weren't getting much game time, but now they're doing well. So I think Warner with this particular break might just refresh himself, and you might see a different version of Warner, especially because the pressure's up and you don't have your captain. So I think Warner makes a straight entry into the team, irrespective of Pant playing or not playing, and the rest of the team would largely stay the same.
Okay, so Warner playing for the Delhi Capitals as Orko as well, just like I have in your screens as well. Thank you so much, Orko. We are done with the predicted playing 11. Let's go on to the all important predictions time now. Okay, match number 62, RCB versus DC. Orko out here at the Chinnaswamy Stadium. What if Chennai loses the game against Rajasthan Royals? With regards to that, give your percentage for this game.
If Chennai loses, it becomes very, very crucial for RCB to capitalize. So I think RCB have the upper hand again because they are the home team. They'll be coming on with a good amount of form and they have a huge fan base which will back them all around that particular time. So I think RCB have a definite edge, maybe 60-40 in favor of them ahead of Delhi.
Okay, 60-40 in favor of the Royal Challengers Bangalore at home against the Delhi Capitals. A little bit of rain forecast is there. We're keeping our fingers crossed. Let's hope rain stays away. We're done with the battles. We're done with both the teams as well. Preview show. Thank you so much, Orko, as well. Thank you to all the viewers who watched this video. Super Sunday double header. Sit back and enjoy. Don't forget to subscribe to Fifth Umpire. Press the bell icon as well. Till then, thank you so much and bye bye.